Hello, everyone. Thank y'all so much for watching. Thank y'all so much for tuning in to our live play reading of Speech and Debate by Stephen Karam. Pretty sure most of you know, just in case you don't. Speech and Debate was supposed to be a second season production at NSU Theater and Dance, but unfortunately, due to COVID-19, canceled. Very, very sad, but we're making the best out of a poopy situation, and we are here tonight. We're just going to read the play with the cast. Everybody say hello. And we're going to have a good time. I'm going to give a quick little introduction first. I just want to thank. Oh, by the way, my name's Cassidy. I was the director of the show. Hello. I do want to thank the cast and crew for working so hard during the rehearsal process. We were able to have about 2 weeks worth of rehearsal time with the actors, and we had about 4 weeks worth of production meeting and time with the design crew. So everybody worked really hard. It was really disappointing when we had to shut it down, but I was really grateful for everyone for their hard work and for their dedication and for just being wonderful. So quick shout out to those people. I'm going to name off the design team to the people who I worked with who are not in this reading tonight. We have Alexis Mancuso, who was the set designer and the projections designer. Chloe Costello, who is the props designer. Rylan Mandel, who is the sound designer. Liam Gardner, who is the lighting designer. And Sidney Ryder, who is the costume designer. Those people were fantastic, such wonderful creative minds who worked so hard. Thank you guys for all your hard work. I'll miss you all. So now, I just want to introduce the cast, the wonderful actors, and they're going to talk about a little bit about who they are and who they're playing. We'll start with Miss Abbey Aldridge.
Hi, I'm Abbey Aldridge, and I'll be reading for Diwata.
Ross.
Hi, I'm Ross Hingle, and I will be reading for Howie.
Yav.
Hi, I'm Gavin Bergeron, and I'll be reading Solomon.
Sidney.
Hi, I'm Sidney Fish. I'll be reading for Teacher and Reporter.
Karam.
Hi, I'm Corinne Hessen. I'm the stage manager, and I'll be reading the stage directions.
Also, Corinne, I called her my right-hand man during the whole process. She was there for me. She had everything. She was on top of everything. She helped me when I was freaking out, whenever my brain was going everywhere. Corinne, I love you. Thank you for all your hard work. And without further ado, let's go ahead. Oh, also, I'm going to be reading some of the separate off stage characters that are in the play. So if you hear my voice coming in, it's supposed to. It's not just me being stupid. All right, so without further ado, let's get started with Speech and Debate by Stephen Karam.
Scene 1, Poetry Reading. The stage should be relatively spare, dominated by a large screen or back wall onto which various slides or images can be projected. With a loud timpani crash, there's a total blackout. Lights up on an 18-year-old boy, Howie. He is at his laptop in the middle of an instant message chat. Howie's screen name is BL Boy. The unseen stranger he is communicating with is Bye Guy. Their names appear on the screen in 2 different colors. Throughout the following silent scene, an instant message online conversation is projected. The dialogue's projection is timed precisely with the music from Aaron Copland's Fanfare for the Common Man. The result is a choreographed musical number, a cyber ballet.
I'm scared.
Why?
You are too young.
Says who?
The police?
Howie searches for clip art on his computer, finds the picture, pastes it, and presses return. Image of a crying baby.
LOL.
I'm 18, blonde, smooth, lean, legal,
You're of age?
in Oregon.
Are you sure?
Yes, sirree.
Happy face.
Happy face.
I like you.
You like youth, right?
Yes.
Why?
Energy, wonder, optimism.
Tight ass.
LOL.
LOL.
ROFL.
ROFL.
Rolling on the floor laughing.
There are 3 knocks on the door, corresponding precisely with 3 drum thuds in the music. Howie runs to the door, slams it in time with the final drum thud.
I'm 36.
Knock, knock, knock on the door in time with the music.
That too old?
Not too old.
But
Are you generous?
send a pic.
Howie searches for clip art on his computer, finds a picture, pastes it, and presses return. Image of a 6-year-old boy at a computer keyboard.
Not funny.
Howie poses, takes a picture of himself shirtless in time with the music. Snap, flash. He takes another picture. Snap, flash. He returns to the computer.
What's your job?
I can't say. I'm discreet.
Closet case?
Sad.
Priest?
No.
Pope?
Yes.
That's hot.
We'll wear my pointy hat when you visit the Vatican.
LOL.
Meet me now.
Where?
Riverfront Park.
When?
Midnight.
Okay.
Send your pic to dramedy@aol.com.
Howie is shocked upon seeing the email address. He stands up, nervous. Something has taken him completely by surprise. The timpani roll at the end of the song climaxes with a blackout. Scene 2, Lincoln versus Douglas debate. Lights up on Solomon, 16. He stands with a few loose leaf papers in hand. He is speaking with a female teacher. She is gathering her belongings, getting ready to leave.
Why can't I write about abortion?
This is the principal's decision, Solomon. It's too controversial. The school's paper can't tackle these issues. Parents complain every time without fail.
But isn't that the point of the school paper? To create a forum for students to discuss issues actually affecting us? Why is the school allowed to ban the most controversial issues?
Abortion is the only topic that is off limits. You have lots of others to choose from.
How about religion?
You can't write about religion.
Why not?
Separation of church and state, you know this. Other than that, the principal has been very clear. No abortion op-eds, no pro-choice pieces, no pro-life pieces. I'm sorry.
What about an article about the mayor
That would be fine.
and how he's had sex with teenagers? It's in today's Statesman Journal. Have you read it?
I've glanced at the headlines.
Our 55-year-old mayor has had sex with 3 teenage boys.
The facts are not known.
The facts are that he's a right-wing Republican, an opponent of gay rights, and is now accused of having secret online relationships with several teenage boys.
These stories take time to unfold. We won't know the truth for some time.
Which is why my article is more about the pattern I've discovered.
Pattern?
A pattern of Republican politicians. I've been researching this on the internet, even in the last few years alone.
You sound as if you've already started writing this. You've never sought my approval.
In 2004, just let me read this bit. David Dreyer, 12-term Republican congressman, who voted for a measure that banned gays from adopting in Washington, D.C., is revealed to be, surprise, living with a man.
Solomon, I'm not sure what.
Ed Schrock, co-sponsor of the federal marriage amendment, withdraws his candidacy for a 3rd term after tapes of him trolling for gay sex were circulated. Trolling is their word.
Solomon.
2006, Mark Foley is texting pages in the Capitol building, which any idiot should know those files will be stored in your cache.
Your what?
And no one's learning any lessons. There's Ted Haggard.
Can you wrap this up, please?
I'll skip some. Larry Craig, Bob Allen, he's my favorite. Florida co-chairman of the McCain campaign, caught soliciting sex in a public restroom.
Okay.
And now it's happening right here in Salem. Our mayor has opposed every bit of gay rights legislation proposed in Oregon, and yet...
Slow down. First of all, you're making all of these issues uniquely Republican. You could easily research similar Democratic scandals, President Clinton...
But people expect that kind of behavior from Democrats.
Solomon.
I'm just saying, my piece is exploring the phenomenon of Republican conservatives. Politicians who spend their careers championing morality, American values, the sanctity of marriage. People like our mayor, Congressman Foley, Rick Santorum, who...
Rick Santorum isn't gay.
Well, not yet, but the pattern.
You're trying to cause a stir, and
I'm trying to figure out how a man can make the decision to live a fictional life so fully that he becomes capable of publicly pushing policy that cuts against who he is. These men are... Bob Allen introduced legislation to outlaw people from, quote, intentionally masturbating in public. And then, as opposed to accidentally masturbating, he then gets caught in a bathroom offering a police officer $20 for a blowjob.
Have you talked to your parents about this? These things you want to write about?
No, they think I'm writing about abortion. This topic would be too controversial for them.
Isn't abortion controversial?
No, we're Catholic, but we're pro-life Democrats, which I suppose that's controversial.
Right. Well, the fact that you don't feel comfortable speaking to your parents about your new topic, maybe that's what I'm feeling. The subject is a bit... What's the word?
Dirty?
No, not dirty. Taboo.
You need to read this to appreciate how good this is. Hold on.
Solomon, please.
The editor of the newspaper confronts our mayor and asks, Mr. Mayor, why don't you just come clean and tell me what being gay is part of who you are? We have several transcripts from gay.com in which you admit to your fondness for young men. But the amazing thing is, the mayor refuses to come out, even after being caught, even after all the evidence. The mayor says, I'm a straight man who likes to mentor kids. On gay.com?
Solomon, enough.
Are you mad because you supported his campaign?
Excuse me?
I have a program here from a fundraiser dinner listing you as a sponsor for the Mayor's County Initiative. You're listed under $50 or less. I Googled you.
What are you doing? Have you been tape recording me?
Yes, I have a release form here for you to sign at the end of our talk, if you don't mind.
I'm not signing anything. Why would I sign something? And please turn that off.
But did you support his campaign?
What? This has absolutely nothing to do with my disapproving your topic. And please turn that off.
Are you a log cabin Republican?
Am I a what?
The Oregonian says he's the first Republican mayor in 15 years to lose the backing of the Salem chapter of that group. I'm wondering why
No, of course I'm not. I'm not even. Of course I'm not.
you're not what? What is a log cabin Republican?
You know what? Why don't you ask your parents?
I'll Google it.
Google it then. Good.
I know you're not a lesbian.
Solomon!
I'm just saying, why would I have to ask my parents? Why can't we talk about anything real in school? Why is everybody so nervous?
Turn the recorder off.
Sorry. I'm thinking of writing a separate, bigger piece about freedom of speech in high schools. If it's good, I can have my dad pitch it to his friend who works at the Oregonian. My dad's a lawyer. He knows tons of people.
Is this why you keep choosing controversial subjects? So I can reject them to fuel your story?
No.
Because your father was one of the parents who complained to the principal about some of the topics the paper has published this year. I thought you were aware of this.
No. He didn't. No, I didn't know.
Talk to your parents, Solomon.
Can't believe he talked to you.
Not all kids your age are mature enough to handle these topics.
They're probably the ones having sex with the mayor. Sorry. Sorry.
Talk to your parents about this, please.
Everyone always says that. Talk to your parents. Ask your parents. Why can't we talk about these things in school?
The school district has several forums. There are at least 3 assemblies every year.
Yes, I know. Have you ever sat in on one of them? There's the stranger danger session where we're all told by some experts not to let anyone touch us in our bathing suit areas. That's what they say. Our bathing suit areas. Half of our class is having real life actual sex. I'm not, but and then they're talking to us about our bathing suit areas? Our bathing suit areas. Why don't they talk to us about stuff we actually want to know about? Like, how do you actually do oral sex? And
Okay, time's up. I'm sorry.
I'm going to write this story.
Have you considered finding another outlet for all of this energy? What about speech and debate? It's a brand new activity for us. Next year, there will be a faculty advisor to start up for the first team.
No, I'm a journalist. I don't like public speaking. You're trying to change the subject.
Miss Langen is looking for a student volunteer to learn about the different events. Someone to raise student interest now so that the club can hit the ground running next year.
Every morning when it's announced, people laugh. Everyone thinks it's a joke. She's not going to find anyone.
You should at least learn about the different events.
I'll Google it.
Google it then, good.
So, do you have any other comments? Clarifications before we end the interview?
It's not an interview, and if you use any of my quotes out of context, I'll personally escort you to the principal's office.
I could write an article about how Abraham Lincoln was a homosexual.
Solomon,
In civics class, you told us.
no, I did not. You asked me if I mentioned in passing that several historians. I never stressed that there is no evidence to. And Solomon, is that tape recorder on?
Was I supposed to keep it off?
Yes.
Sorry.
Just let me speak to the principal, okay? Let's see what Miss Langen says, and I'll get back to you, all right?
Thank you.
Blackout. Scene 3. Extemporaneous commentary. Diwata's bedroom. A Casio keyboard and 4 empty wine coolers are on the floor. She pushes the playback button on her keyboard. A few chords sound, playing over and over. She checks her computer, picks up the microphone attached to it, and begins to sing. Her opening verse is more mellow and melancholy than loud and showy. Also, her one-word blurts at the end of her singing sections, i.e., nice, solid, fierce, etc., are sincere and kind of weird, compliments to herself, not loud exclamations.
Sitting at my Casio keyboard. Thank God it's built to pre-record. Otherwise, I couldn't play and sing at the same time. I'm sitting at my Casio keyboard, kind of drunk and really fucking bored. Otherwise, I have better things to do than update my blog on a Friday night.
Diwata has some more to drink.
Welcome to the first podcast entry of my diary, updated daily at monoblog.com. Let's hear from my band. That's Casio in the background. Casio's been programmed to play the only 3 chords I know over and over again while I improvise a new song live before your ears, America. Ideally, the music would be a little more interesting, but I can't play and sing at the same time, and I have no friends to help me out. But Diwata, you're saying to yourselves, you're so odd and frumpy, you must have friends. But no, I don't. All I have is my music. There's music in my body.
She turns her keyboard off.
Nice. The upcoming auditions for this year's spring musical were the inspiration for this live streaming musical entry. My high school will be doing the timeless classic Once Upon a Mattress. And this year, like every other year, I will not get cast because of my talentless drama teacher, a man I'll call gay guy with a receding hairline, in order to protect Mr. Walter M. Healy's anatomy. But this year, I think America should decide whether or not I get to showcase my skills in North Salem High's multi-purpose room. But Diwata, you're asking, how can we show you our undying love? Calm yourselves. I'll tell you. You see, Mr. Healy was foolish enough to include his email address at the bottom of his class syllabus. So I say, let the e-campaign begin. If you think I should play the lead in the spring musical, write to the fool at dramedy@aol.com. That's dramedy@aol.com. Mr. Healy, this verse is for you. Mr. Healy, you're a crab sandwich. I'm pure in your crab sandwich. Get some bread at your balding head and some more bread. You have a head between bread, crab sandwich, yeah. Fierce. I totally improv that. That's right. What you heard was free form, free flow, yo-ho, yo-ho. But I know some people listening are gonna go, maybe it's Miss Monoblog who's the freak, they're saying. Well, I happen to know firsthand that it's Mr. Healy who's got the problems. Let's just say, our fine mayor isn't the only one keeping secrets. But if you still think Miss Monoblog is just a crazy drama queen, allow me to share a brief story that will clear things all up.
Diwata stops the musical vamp.
At Friday's drama club meeting, Mr. Healy proudly announced that he will be altering the plot of our spring musical, Once Upon a Mattress, ever so slightly to make it more appropriate for the needs of our conservative community. Lady Larkin, the character who needs to get married ASAP because she is pregnant out of wedlock, will no longer be pregnant. That's right, to avoid the raciness of an unwed mom, Lady Larkin will just really want to get married. We have a teen mothers program at my high school, and the man thinks an unwed mother's too racy for us? Are we in Salem, Oregon, or Salem, Massachusetts, circa 1620, whatever those witches were being hunted? Well, you can't burn me, this witch is fireproof, so try to hang me and see how strong my neck is. Bold. That was an excerpt from Headstrong, a ballad from my new original musical, Crucible, based on Arthur Miller's play, The Crucible. The show was told entirely from the perspective of Mary Warren, a part I was born to play, and a part I was denied last year by the man who shall remain nameless, Mr. Walter M. Healy. Currently, Crucible is on hiatus until I rewrite the plot or until Arthur fucking Miller estate agrees to release the rights to me. Whatever. Try to burn me, but you'll be dead wrong. You can't try to hang me, but this girl is headstrong. Wicked. Enough about me. Right now, I'm worried about the composer of Once Upon a Mattress, Mary Rogers, because once she hears about Mr. Healy's heinous changes, she will die. And if she's already dead, she will karate kick her way out of the coffin to find Mr. Healy and slap him in the balls. And so, an impromptu dirge for Miss Mary Warren. Whoa!
Lights come up on Howie and Solomon in front of their computers in their bedrooms. They are listening to Diwata's podcast. Howie has headphones on and is finding it thoroughly entertaining. He bops his head along with the beat.
All the guys sing!
Howie sings along with the broadcast, singing the same dirge for Mary Rogers with Diwata.
And all the ladies go! Whoa!
Solomon now joins in. The three make a three-part harmony.
Whoa! Sitting at my Casio keyboard. Thank God it's built to pre-record. Otherwise, I couldn't play and sing at the same time. I'm sitting at my Casio keyboard, really drunk and really fucking bored. Otherwise, I'd have better things to do than update my blog on a Friday night.
The following three voices all overlap.
Diwata, that is the most annoying thing I've ever heard in my life. Solomon, what are you doing? Are you singing? I'm trying to sleep, Howie.
We're having
Please.
technical
All three are embarrassed.
We're having technical difficulties, so I'll leave you with this. Lady Larkin and I have a lot in common. We aren't both perfectly pretty, and I don't have Lady Larkin's perfect soprano voice, but we have something in common until you messed everything up. Fuck you, Mr. Healy.
Lights shift, focus on Howie, who is busy typing. His message is projected on the screen. It reads, "Liked your blog entry. Have my own dirt on Healy. You're right. Mayor isn't the only one keeping secrets. Call me, 503-555-4756. Message posted by blboy@aol.com at 7:58 p.m. Blackout." Scene 4, storytelling. In the blackout, we hear a phone ring. Howie picks up the call. We hear his voice in the dark.
Hello?
Lights up on Solomon, also on the phone.
Hi, I'm looking for the person who owns the screen name BL Boy. It's an AOL screen name. Boy is spelled BOI.
Who is this?
I'm a reporter from the Trojan. I just read a post on a website called monoblog.com. It listed this phone number. The post read, "Got my own dirt on Mr. Healy. You're right. Mayor isn't the only one keeping secrets."
I didn't realize my post was public. Sorry. I posted it for the girl who did that podcast.
I'm working on a story for the Trojan involving the mayor's sex scandal. I'd like to interview you.
Why do you want to interview me?
Your message implies that Mr. Healy has also had relationships with younger guys like the mayor. That might be newsworthy. He is a high school teacher.
Wait, is the Trojan the school paper?
Don't hang up, please. I just want to find out what you know about Mr. Healy. Can you just tell me that?
No, sorry.
I know you think I'm not a real reporter, but I have lots of experience. I've already won some awards.
Like what kind of awards? What kind of experience?
Like several things, like honorable mention in the National Write and Illustrate Your Own Book contest, and
I got third place in that contest when I was in 5th grade. Isn't it only open to younger kids only?
If you'd let me finish, I'm the first sophomore to become an associate editor of the Trojan.
Called the Oregon Write and Illustrate Your Own Book contest. It's not national. I'm not talking to you. Why should I talk to you?
Because you posted a private message to a public bulletin board, and I read it, and I can direct anyone to that website, including Mr. Healy or real reporters who will cover the story and find out your secret whether you want them to or not.
Dude, relax, okay? Don't do that. Don't be a freak, please.
I won't. I'm sorry.
So, goodbye, okay?
What was your story about?
What?
You said you got third place, so I'm just asking.
What? Why the hell would you ask?
You don't have to tell me if
I'm not going to tell you goodbye, okay?
Tell me, or I'll call Mr. Healy.
Howie is pissed off, holds the phone away from him. He's unsure what to do.
What was it about? Are you there?
It was about this kid who travels back in time,
How far back?
very far back to like biblical times, okay?
Like in a time machine? How does
I
he do
don't
that?
remember. Goodbye, okay?
Who does he meet? What does he do?
Jesus Christ. He meets some other guy, Cain.
Like Cain from the Bible?
You don't know when you read it. It's biblical times, so you figure it out.
Are you religious?
Are you?
Yes. And so were two of the judges, so they probably loved the biblical aspect.
My story was science fiction, not religious.
And one of the judges was an atheist. My dad found that out, so
Are we done with this conversation?
what happens to Cain?
Why do you care?
Tell me.
Or what?
Or I can easily call Mr. Healy.
Howie is angry. He collects himself and proceeds.
Cain is like totally put off by how queenie this time traveling kid is.
The time travel kid is Queenie? How would people know that?
My illustration?
Projection of one of Howie's illustrations. A picture of a masculine Cain, perhaps with a club, disapproving of the modern Queenie kid. It is well drawn for a 10-year-old.
Okay, so then what? What does the Queenie kid do?
I told you he time travels.
And he meets Cain?
Yes.
And they do what do they do?
Nothing. Cain hates him. He goes to kill him
The Queenie kid? Why would Cain kill the Queenie kid?
because he's pissed off that this kid is all gay and queenie, and Cain wants him dead.
Okay. That's abrupt, but okay.
And right before that, Cain strikes him down. The kid whispers in his ear,
Projection, illustration of the Queenie kid whispering in Cain's ear.
"Your brother is just like me."
What does that mean?
It means Cain's brother is gay.
Abel? Abel is gay. How would the Queenie kid know that?
Gaydar? I don't remember. I was 9.
Okay. Uh, and then and then what?
Cain kills the kid.
Projection, Cain standing over a bloody Queenie kid.
And then Cain kills his brother. The end.
Projection, Cain standing over 2 bloody Queenie kids.
So this is confusing. You changed the Bible story so that Cain really killed Abel because Abel was gay?
Yes.
That is so confusing.
It's messed up because I wrote it when I was 9, right after I came out.
You came out when you were 9?
Yeah. Well, 10 officially.
So why isn't your time travel kid in the Bible? How do you explain that?
Because he's a time traveler. Time travelers' body dissolves when they die.
Oh, okay.
The projection fades out.
Are we done?
Yeah, no, we are, and it's what's interesting is that the religious judges were probably into the Bible stuff, and then I would think even the atheists love the whole hate crime twist. It's very modern, and there's some sort of imagination thing going on that makes it creative in a way. I don't think mine had that.
Are you really this serious?
What?
Never mind. Are we done?
I'm not serious.
Okay.
Why would you say that? You act like what is that?
Wow, you're a freak.
I'm not a freak. I'm just not serious in some bad way.
Really?
Yeah,
Good for you.
yeah, good for me.
I bet your story was serious.
Not in a bad way, no. Actually, it was historical fiction, action adventure. Actually,
Oh, yeah?
yeah,
Good. So, have I answered all your questions?
it was about this kid, Abraham Lincoln.
No, I don't need to know this.
No, I know, but he's a teenager in my history, in my story, though. Like 14, I'm just saying, which was kind of creative to write about Abraham Lincoln as a boy, since most people think of him as a man. That's all I'm saying. So
Did he have like acne? How did you draw him young?
No, I studied historical portraits from the period.
Projection. Solomon's illustration of a very poorly drawn, borderline stick figure, teenage Abe Lincoln.
And it's basically about teenage Abraham Lincoln meeting this girl in the library in his town. And the girl hates to read and learn. And over the course of one rainy day, he teaches her to love reading and love learning.
Projection. An illustration of a poorly drawn teenage Abe Lincoln with poorly drawn girl in town. The girl looks very boyish, wearing overalls, and they hold hands.
Because he loves reading and learning, and which he really did love those things in real life. It was based on what I learned in history class. Oh my god. This story sucks.
The projection fades out.
Yeah.
It's really terrible, isn't it? I mean, I was only 11, but
I wouldn't worry about it.
no, I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about it.
Good.
Very good. So, goodbye, I guess.
Yeah. And you're not going to call Mr.
I won't do that. No.
Thank you.
Have you won other awards besides that third place?
What? Oh my God.
It's a simple question.
Why do you care? You're such a freak.
You haven't won any other awards?
Let me see. I was an Eagle Scout at 15. That was good. I haven't cured cancer or anything.
I thought you couldn't be a Boy Scout if you were, you know.
No. Well, I mean, this one time I even made up a dance for a Boy Scout talent show, like an actual dance I choreographed to George Michael's Freedom. So maybe they didn't know, but I mean, that was gay.
What kind of dance?
It wasn't a kind of dance. I just had all these special moves I made up that I was going to teach everybody.
What made them special? What were your moves?
They weren't really special. I made them up in my bedroom. So, you know, they were my moves. That's all I meant.
Okay, I'm with you. And then,
And then what?
did they like your moves? What?
That's not the point.
They didn't like your moves?
I didn't do them. Why do you ask so many questions? You're such a freak.
Well, why didn't you do them?
Because I got there and the other guys were all doing all this shit, tying knots, throwing curveballs. The kid before me did some wrestling moves, how to pin someone down or something. Of course I didn't do them. I'm not an idiot.
You just didn't do them?
Dude, yes, of course, yes.
People in Salem are pretty open-minded.
People in Salem are straight. I don't know. I'm new here. I grew up in Portland, but people here think they are liberal, or most are like liberal Puritans. I can't even find a teacher to be the advisor for the Gay Straight Alliance.
Is that like, what is...
It's not a big deal. I just need to find an advisor or else I don't get any school funding.
Well, have you asked the mayor? I bet he'd do it.
Right. Our mayor, who won't give me any civil rights, but will give me a blowjob.
That's disgusting.
You know, you should try not to freak out about stuff so much. You're like an old man.
I'm not an old man. I'm not... How would you... And maybe it's because... I don't know. I don't know. Sometimes I think the best part of being young is knowing that there are all of these unhappy older people around who wish they were my age. Like, the good part isn't going to football games or getting pizza at the local hangout. It's just the best part is being envied. Is that awful?
You're very serious, Solomon.
Solomon! Your grandmother wants to give you your birthday card. Get down here and thank her.
Okay.
What's the occasion over there?
Nothing. Family dinner.
Oh. Well, happy birthday. Your mom's got a loud voice.
Solomon!
I gotta go.
You want to know the truth about Mr. Healy?
Yes. Yes.
Solomon adjusts the tape recorder.
Okay, I haven't told anyone this.
Blackout. Scene 5, Dramatic Interpretation. A sign that reads Speech and Debate. Be the first team members of North Salem's newest club. Diwata and Solomon are the only people in the room. Diwata stands in front. Solomon sits, observing. She lifts her head dramatically to signal the beginning of her introduction.
In Salem, everything or everyone belongs to either God or the devil. Dissent is not merely unlawful, it is associated with satanic activity. As Danforth says in Act 3, a person is either with discord or he must be courted against it. And so, in the following scenes from Arthur Miller's classic, The Crucible, I invite you to enter a world in which some girls are good and some girls are bitches who pretend to be witches. Hop low, yo ho. And so, get ready to know a girl named Mary Warren. Accused of witchcraft, Mary stands before the court, unsure of whether or not telling the truth will set her free or set her on fire.
Solomon looks around to see if anyone else has entered or understands what Diwata is saying. Diwata checks an index card.
The townsfolk became active in all the madness, not merely out of religious piety and goodness, but also because it allowed them to act out every dark desire and hateful urge under the cover of righteousness. The secrets the girls released were able to thrive only because other people benefited from them. What good is a secret if people can't keep it? With that in mind, get ready, because something wicked this way is coming. And if you feel flames, don't pull the fire alarm. It's just feeling hot because things are really heating up in The Crucible by Arthur Miller.
Diwata drops her head, preparing for her performance. With each of the following lines of dialogue she speaks, Diwata changes her focal point, and possibly her voice, to indicate that she is becoming another character. Her attempt is earnest, not psychotic.
You are charging Abigail Williams with marvelous, cool plot to murder. Do you understand that? I do, sir. I believe she means to murder. This child would murder your wife? It is not a child, sir. It is a whore.
Solomon raises his hand and interrupts.
I'm sorry, I have no idea what you're doing. What are you doing?
Please don't interrupt. Just experience my demonstration first, then I'll explain the rules.
Diwata drops her head in preparation for her performance. She raises her head and begins again.
You are charging Abigail Williams with a marvelous, cool plot to murder. Do you understand that? I do, sir. I believe she means to murder. This child would murder your wife? It is not a child, sir. It is a whore.
Solomon raises his hand and interrupts.
Okay, I'm not even...
This category is called dramatic interpretation, and I'm performing a scene from The Crucible. You perform all the parts of the play yourself. That's what you do for this event.
Why would you do that? Perform all of the parts?
Because those are the rules of the National Forensic League. People in the know call the category DI, which is the slang terminology for dramatic interpretation.
What? I don't even know what you're saying.
Speech and debate has its own lingo. I'll teach you all the terms, don't worry.
I'm not worried.
Have you ever read The Crucible? We did it in the fall. Amazing play. I love big fat epic stuff. Hamlet, Angels in America, Wicked.
You were in The Crucible here? I saw that. Who did you play?
I was an extra. I looked like a fat pilgrim. Whatever. I didn't even have a name. I called myself Goody Goodyear.
That's funny.
I didn't even get cast as Tituba. Healy said she was black, which historically the character was Native Indian or South American Orwalk, some shit like that. Whatever. I can't believe I didn't get cast as Tituba. Whatever.
That sucks.
Yeah, but I went as Mary Warren for Halloween, which was pretty sweet revenge. I dyed my waitress uniform black and it looked fierce. I was Mary Warren. I ran around screaming, having breakdowns. It was amazing. What did you go as last year?
I didn't go as anything. I'm a little too old to dress up. So wait, which one is Mary Warren?
She's the girl who basically knows all the other girls are just pretending to be witches, but in the end, she realizes she'll hang if she doesn't lie. So she saves herself. She holds it in.
She lies?
She holds in the truth.
That's lame.
No, there's nothing brave about her telling the truth and dying.
Sure there is. That main guy, the lead, that's what he does. It's noble.
Yeah, and he goes to the gallows and leaves his pregnant wife behind. Real noble. He should have kept his mouth shut.
You don't mean that. You're trying to be all badass.
Yes, I do. That one scene where the old man in town, Giles Corey, dies, they piled stones on him because he wouldn't admit to witchcraft. His last words were supposedly, and this is while they're piling stones on him, more weight. My last words would have been, get these fucking stones off my chest. Jesus. I would have told them I'm a warlock if they wanted.
Whatever. I don't believe you'd do that. What?
Nothing. You look familiar.
Sorry, do we know each other?
No, don't worry about it. Just seeing you around. Those sneakers really stand out. Anyway, you'll have to help me come up with a short demonstration of the different categories for the school board. Show them what speech and debate is, why they should support it. That's Miss Langen's only requirement. Well, that and we need at least 3 people to get some basic funding and to properly execute some of my original work. But I'm sure that other girl just left to go to the bathroom, I think.
25 minutes ago.
She's taking a dump.
I'm not here to join the team.
What?
I'm writing an article for the paper and wanted to ask you a few questions. I was just waiting around for the meeting to finish.
Oh.
Can we do a quick interview? If that girl comes back from the bathroom, we can stop.
Well, okay, wow, okay, but you might want to join after I explain the other events. You'd like extemporaneous commentary. That's where a contestant draws 3 questions on a topic, selects one.
Then has 30 minutes to prepare an answer to the question? I know. I researched the categories to see if I was interested, but I'm not.
What kind of research did you do?
I Googled speech and debate.
Because the kids call the category exempt comp. That's the lingo for the event. I don't know if you were able to get the lingo from your research, your Googling.
No.
I'll teach it to you, don't worry.
I'm not worried.
Do you know about the speech and debate categories as well? Like cross-ex debate, which is the slang termination for cross-examination debate? Did you hear that hot flow, yo?
Yo-ho, I know. I heard. You keep doing that. Look, Diwata.
Diwata.
I'm not here to write about the speech and debate team.
Then what are you writing about?
Do you know anything about Mr. Healy having an inappropriate relationship with students?
Whoa, why would you think I would know something like that?
You said some things on... I found a link to your podcast from your blog.
My blog? You read my blog?
Calm down.
Why didn't you say something before?
I didn't want to freak you out.
That's my private journal.
Which you post daily on the World Wide Web.
If you aren't here to join the speech and debate team, I'm gonna have to ask you to leave.
What? Why?
So I can conduct the rest of my meeting.
I'm the only person who showed up.
Please just leave, okay? Go.
Sorry.
That girl better be shitting, damn it.
Solomon gets some papers out of his bag. He tentatively approaches Diwata.
Can you look at this? I think you might talk to me if you read this.
What is it?
Read it.
This is a script.
Just read this for me.
Diwata collects herself.
So, should I read both parts just before my cold?
I was thinking you'd just read it silently, but...
I'll look this way when I'm bi guy and this way when I'm blonde boy, okay?
Well, sure, but fine. You can if you want, but fine.
Diwata takes her performance very seriously. She shifts her focus back and forth when she switches from bi guy to blonde boy.
How old are you? Just turned 18. I'm scared. Why? You're too young. Says who? The police.
Please, just read the rest to yourself.
Is this a new play? It's kind of dirty.
No, it's real. It's a real transcript from an online chat.
What are you talking about?
Mr. Healy is bi guy.
What?
Blonde boy is a new student here, a transfer. Keep reading.
Where did this come from?
On your website, someone posted a message to your bulletin board. This kid, blonde boy, posted a message and his phone number for you. Here, I printed it out.
I know, I saw it, but I don't respond to freaks who post their number online.
I did.
You called him?
I'm a reporter. I wanted to find out the dirt he had on Mr. Healy.
And this kid talked to you?
Yeah, he said they were gonna meet up at Riverfront Park, but then he recognized Healy's email address from his class syllabus and got freaked out.
Riverfront Park? Oh my god, I'm never going there again.
So I said to him, "How do I know you're not making all this up or whatever?" And I got him to email me the transcript.
So this is actually real?
I'm a reporter. You need to get proof.
If this gets out,
I know.
will he be arrested, do you think, or?
Well, Healy didn't think he was a student here. Blonde Boy's profile still says he's from Portland, so.
I can't believe this.
And in this instance, the kid is 18. It wasn't really illegal, but if you know something too, it could help define this as a pattern as opposed to.
Sorry, can't help you.
But then why did you say that stuff on your blog?
I heard some rumors going around about Healy, nothing concrete.
Well, what were the rumors? They might be relevant.
No, I started them.
Oh, so you really don't know anything else?
Look, I've answered your questions, so we're done, okay? Besides, I need to focus on speech and debate right now. There's a chance I might have some latecomers.
Why are you pretending to care about speech and debate? You're only doing it because you can't get a part in the school musical.
I got a part, you asshole. I could have done the whole show if I wanted.
You got a part?
Featured ensemble, which is, for starters, FYI, most kids just get plain old ensemble, number one.
Then why aren't you doing it?
Because number two, let me finish, featured ensemble is unacceptable when you spent 3 weeks preparing your audition song. Completely unacceptable. Any other director would have given me the lead. If you saw my audition, you would get it.
I doubt that.
Screw you. You use cover up to hide your acne and think people can't tell.
Solomon gets his book bag and goes to leave.
Do you even know what I did for my audition for Once Upon a Mattress?
Huh? No.
The lead in Once Upon a Mattress, Winifred, she sings this big song in Act 2 that's kind of a mock striptease number. So I sang the song, and underneath all my clothes, I had on a nude body stocking. So do you see where I'm going with this?
No.
Well, there I am, belting my brains out. And as the song progresses, I start removing bits of my clothing, so by the time I finish, all my clothes are on the floor, and I'm wearing nothing but the body stocking.
Did it look like you were really nude?
No, I mean, I had no nipples or anything. Nudity wasn't the point.
Why wouldn't Winifred have nipples?
That's not the point. I shouldn't have told you. God.
What was the point?
To take risks, to get noticed. I'm not going to get cast for my golden hair, or tall frame, or cheekbones. Actually, I have pretty good cheekbones, but I'm ready to be noticed. You can't understand. You're not in my profession.
Well, no, there was this kid who published a novel when he was 12, but then some writers don't hit it big until they're old, like in their 30s, 40s even.
Yeah, well, you'll never hit it big if you keep pursuing stories you can't get printed.
What does that mean?
Where are you going to publish the piece you're writing? I mean, the school paper won't let you write it about a teacher in the building.
I know, my dad has this friend at the Oregonian. I'm thinking I could show it to her. They'd publish it there.
But, I mean, you realize once you show it to her, she'll pass it off to a staff member to write the actual story. They'll use a real journalist. I mean, right?
But, and I am a real journalist, first of all.
You're 16. They'll thank you for the lead and investigate the story themselves. The Oregonian is a big deal.
But I'd get to stay involved.
You're a kid. They'll know that you're. Look at you. Obviously, you have this weird agenda.
Shut up. I'm obviously, yes, I want to get my foot in the door as a writer, but it's.
You're not going to get your foot in the door that way, trust me, but. Oh my god.
What?
I'm getting a killer idea. Do you want to hear it?
I don't think so.
I can make your article part of the speech and debate presentation. I could have your actual words read in front of the entire school board, if you help me by joining the team.
No, thank you.
All the meetings are broadcast live on public access TV.
No one watches public access.
That's not the point. It'll be preserved on record. Your reportings would be.
No.
There are a lot of categories. You could use original oratory. You could read your article word for word as a speech. Think of it as broadcast journalism.
But I don't like performing.
I could read it for you.
No.
And you'd help me present my material, of course.
No, okay?
I'm telling you, it's the best thing for both of us. I mean, can you imagine having all the school board members behind a long table listening to us wondering, who is this fierce talent? Why the hell wasn't she Lori in last year's production of Oklahoma? The other girl they cast didn't even have vibrato,
What are you talking?
and saying, this boy's writing is undeniably good. Where's this kid been hiding? Why haven't his stories been running on the front page of every Trojan issue?
Well, they're responsible. I mean, my stories have been rejected only because the school board thinks it's censorship. I wrote this amazing piece about abortion.
What was amazing about it?
I'm a pro-life Democrat, so my position is unique and stuff.
Unique meaning like fucked up?
Shut up, you didn't read it.
No, I don't need to read it.
Your audition was fucked up.
You didn't see my audition.
Look, I mean, yes, I do like the idea of. I mean, this is a district that won't let me write about abortion of our own mayor's scandal in the school paper. So, yeah, the thought of a forum in which they are forced to listen.
And on TV, your words are preserved.
But the idea is kind of.
Amazing.
No, we'd get in trouble.
For turning in a child molester? I mean, that's what you think he is, right? Based on your talk with this kid?
If we did this, I get total control over how my material is presented.
Of course.
And I'd want to rehearse to make sure you read my writing the right way.
Of course, of course. And I need to work with you to ensure my material.
I told you, I don't perform.
Right, I know. But are you a tenor or a baritone?
Am I a what?
Not important. I'm glad you came today. So we do need to find one more person to get funding and some rehearsal space, but I can do that unless you have a friend who wants.
Most of my friends are at other schools or from youth groups, you know?
Oh, sure. Mine are mostly older. They graduated, so.
Here, let me give you my number.
Solomon has to remove a CD to reach his business card in the bottom of a bag. Diwata notices the CD and picks it up.
Your George Michael CD still has the price tag on it.
Oh, yeah, that's nothing. Just wanted to hear a song.
Solomon takes the CD back.
George Michael was arrested for masturbating in a public bathroom. Something like that, right?
What?
Is that why you like him?
No, that's disgusting. Why would you say that?
Because I think that's how people remember him.
I don't know. I think it's disgusting. I'll see you later. My dad's probably waiting outside for me.
Solomon exits. Diwata spies the piece of paper Solomon left behind, the printout of Howie's post. She picks it up and thinks. She checks to see that he is gone, picks up her phone, and dials.
Hi, is this is the girl who wrote the monoblog? You posted your number for me? Yeah, well, I didn't think I'd call either, but we should talk.
Blackout. Scene 6. Cross X. Howie sits at a table in a restaurant. Diwata stands next to him, wearing her waitress uniform, coffee pot in hand, and the uniform is unflattering, perhaps a one-piece orange dress, which goes down to her calves, complete with a white apron in the front. Howie is uneasy.
Sometimes when all the stalls are taken in the girls' room at school, I use the boys' bathroom on the third floor because no one is ever up there after 3. And I shout first. I say something like, anyone in there? Something like that.
Can you sit down? I feel really weird sitting here by myself.
I can take a break for another 10 minutes and I have an appointment this afternoon.
Just keep going.
So last year, when we were rehearsing for The Crucible, there was a line in the girls' bathroom. We were all in costume waiting to use the bathroom. And so I went up to the third floor and I yelled into the boys' room. No one answered, so I went in. I finished going to the bathroom and I heard footsteps. Normally, I'd rattle around, make some noise, pulling toilet paper out, trying to let somebody know I'm in there. I'm a master at masking the sound of plopping poop. But because this is the guys' bathroom, I just kind of hold my breath, think I'll wait it out. And then more footsteps. Maybe they came in together. I can't remember, but I could see them through the crack in the side of the door. Mr. Healy for sure, and then him with those white sneakers. Their backs were to me.
And you're sure it was him?
Positive. He never looked at Mr. Healy. Both of them seemed to be peeing, but then Solomon seemed to be standing further away from the urinal, like he was, I don't know, like he was trying to show Mr. Healy his, And then there was some touching. I don't remember exactly how it started because then I breathed, I inhaled, They must have heard. They didn't check to see who was in the stall. They both just bolted. Both of them. And that was it. I sat in there for about 20 minutes. I was scared. I was scared. Isn't that weird? Anyway, I brought the speech and debate rulebook. I know you only agreed to do one category, but you should consider double entering. That's the lingo kids use for when they do 2 events, double entering.
Do you think it's because he's religious? All that Catholic guilty stuff? Is that what it is?
Hey, I'm Catholic, that's not it.
You're not practicing, are you?
Just relax, okay? And you should really order something.
No. Solomon's getting jerked off by a teacher after school and he wants to go public with what he knows about me? Is he insane? Closeted little faggot.
He can't say anything about you. If he wants to talk about you, we talk about him.
You could have told me this over the phone.
Don't get pissy with me. I'm doing you a favor. I didn't have to tell you any of this. I told you because
I'm not joining the speech and debate team.
you promised. I never would have told you.
Please, sit down. We don't even know each other. This is so weird.
You promised. And FYI, it's not weird for me to spend time talking to tables. Most customers love me. Just FYI.
Why didn't you say something?
When?
Last year, when you saw all of that.
What would I have said? Mom, today I saw a teacher and a student touching each other in their bathing suit areas.
Bathing what?
It's from Stranger Danger. You don't remember that?
No, I was in a different school.
I mean, I guess it's better than someone telling me strangers shouldn't touch your vagina, but still.
Okay, people are staring.
Obviously, you don't want this to get out.
If Solomon opens his mouth and I'm known as the pervert cruising for online sex, do you honestly think I'm going to get a gay straight alliance started?
People have their secrets.
People care. That's why being in Salem is so... I hate it that fraternity dudes can have their porn and Howard Stern can talk about doing women up the ass and they're just known as normal straight guys. But if there was a gay Howard Stern on the air...
I like Howard Stern.
That's not what I'm saying.
What does this have to do with Solomon? You're out. You're proud. You can do whatever you want. Probably more than other minorities. More than women. Stop
No
whining.
No way. No way.
Oh, yes. Yes. Homophobia is so 1985. Most people think it's cool.
It's not cool. It's not trendy. It's biology.
I'm just saying. Spill your coffee or something. Help me look busy.
What?
Do it.
Howie knocks over his coffee. Diwata pulls out a rag from her apron, sits down, and begins to wipe the table.
Jesus Christ.
People our age don't even have these kind of hang-ups. By the time we're adults, these won't even be issues. And I didn't mean for you to spill the whole cup. Damn it.
Would people really think awful things about me if they saw that transcript?
I'm a double minority.
What? What are you talking about?
If you want to whine about being gay, I'm just saying.
I wasn't whining.
I'm female and Filipino.
You don't look Filipino.
You don't look gay. Yes, you do.
Is it the hair? It's the hair, right?
Yes, blonde boy. And P.S., what shade of blonde are you anyway? Ebony?
Shut up. The name gets guys' attention, and I bleached my hair last summer, so...
My grandmother was half Filipino. I'm an eighth. My kid someday will be a 16th. Is that how that works? You just keep dividing?
I guess. And what do you mean someday? From your podcast, it seems like you're
That I'm what?
expecting or
Expecting what?
aren't you
Hungry?
Diwata?
I'm not pregnant.
I thought in your podcast you said that
I'm not
you
pregnant. I was drunk if I said,
really,
yeah.
because I work at Januzzi's, that pizza place near the
Yeah, I know where it is.
near the family planning center. I saw you go in there last week.
Nope, wasn't me.
You had that uniform on, which is kind of memorable. Anyway, how classic is that in a Salem strip mall, You can get an abortion and a slice of pepperoni pizza all in one shot, you know? Sorry. I didn't. I'm sorry if it was a secret or something.
Yeah, it is. And I was there for a friend, just FYI. I wanted to be there for her.
Oh,
Yeah, I can see how you would think that, though.
yeah. Especially because you went in by yourself.
Yeah, I was late. All right, sir, I'll be right back with you some of your fries.
What?
Diwata exits and re enters with a plate of fries. Diwata sits down.
I shouldn't have said anything. I'm sorry.
I'm going back today. That center for obviously, but have you told lots of kids? Who else knows?
Who would I tell? I don't know anyone here. I just want to get my senior year over with. Why do I care what you do? I could care less. These are terrible.
They're left over from that lady's table.
Howie spits the fry into a napkin.
I hate Salem.
Diwata eats a fry.
Have you ever had a scare like this with a girlfriend or
No. I've never had sex with a woman.
never?
I came out real young when I was 10.
What was it like? Your first time?
Uh, it was fine.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Were you 10?
No. No, I wasn't 10.
Mine was fine, but a mess. You know how it is. Didn't even go all the way in. I'm not sure if that counts. I don't know how that works. No one ever tells you that.
Does your mom know or like
If my mom knew, I'd be going to hell and sitting through a lecture on the rhythm method.
where are your friends?
They're older. Most of them graduated.
Where's the father?
The day after we did it, I called just to say hey or whatever, and he was like, I never would have slept with you if I wasn't so drunk. So,
So you guys are getting married.
yeah, we're getting married in the spring.
So what are we going to say to Solomon?
Nothing. If you tell him the speech and debate team will fall apart.
I don't care about the speech and debate team. I care about my reputation.
I care about mine. I need this. I need some form of performance this year that's school sanctioned. Something official for my transcript. How am I supposed to make it as an actress if I can't even find work in my own school district? I need 3 people to do this presentation, and you'd promise you'd join the team if I told you.
So I just let him use my private life as material.
Yes, because I'll be performing it.
I don't understand what you mean. Like,
I won't actually do it. At the end of rehearsals, I'll tell him I want to switch pieces, and that'll be that. Solomon would never read his own story. He'd be too embarrassed.
I think he will want to.
And we out him. You owe me. You're gonna help me. I didn't have to tell you any of this.
I can't. If he pisses me off, I'm going to say something.
Then I'll tell people what I know about you, blonde boy.
That it's just me messing around online.
Good. Then you won't be embarrassed if people find out.
You expect me to be in the same room with him and keep my mouth shut? No way. No way.
All right then.
I'm gonna go.
Okay.
Howie doesn't move.
Did you leave yet?
Howie throws a fry at Diwata. She throws one at him.
The fries aren't from anybody's table. That was a lie.
I don't believe you, but I'm starving.
Distract me? My appointment's in an hour. Tell me a story.
I can't think of any.
He sees Diwata is anxious. Diwata puts her head down on the table.
Once upon a time, there was this kid who always wanted to time travel. And one day he got his wish and went all the way back to biblical times.
Howie continues the story as the lights fade to black. Scene 7. Duo interpretation. Mysterious lighting accompanies music from Diwata's Casio keyboard. Weary from time travel, Mary Warren, played by Diwata, enters looking more like a fat pilgrim. While it has many new frills, Diwata's waitress uniform, dyed black, forms the base of her Mary Warren costume. Mary Warren notices teenage Abraham Lincoln, played by Howie. He has a thin beard glued to his face and perhaps a top hat.
Where am I? I must have fallen through a wormhole and traveled back in time. But to when? And to where? Boy, what you doing? Boy, what you thinking? Boy, what's your name?
It's Abraham Lincoln.
I have landed in a strange land. That's strange and foreign.
Girl, tell me your name.
It's Mary Warren. Boy, this is Salem. I just had my trial. They think I'm a witch. They think I'm vile. They said, girl, you'll hang, you must confess. So I lied and said, yes, I am possessed.
You held it in?
I held it in.
But Mary, you lied.
I held it in.
Don't you feel awful?
Yes, but I'm alive. The girl is headstrong. Abe, I lied in court, but what the heck? I lost my honor, not my neck.
The following interlude occurs over a musical vamp. Howie might have to reference a sheet of paper for the dialogue. He's wooden, uncomfortable with the text. Diwata strives to have the next section hit home for Solomon, who watches in morbid fascination off to the side.
Wow, Mary. This makes me think twice about a talk I was going to have with my parents today.
What kind of talk, Abraham?
Oh, just I wanted to share with them that I'm a little different. That I love them, but I also love the way the army men look in and out their uniforms, that kind of stuff.
You want my advice, Abraham?
Yes, Mary Warren.
Hold it in.
She resumes the song in full belt.
Hold it in.
I shouldn't tell them.
Not on your life, hold it in.
But they'll still love me.
Boy, get a wife, a sexy lady. Don't you want to run the country someday?
Yes, you think I can do it.
Not if you're gay.
But I'm bright. I'm moral. I could win.
Trust me, I'm a Puritan.
I'll hold it in.
Hold it in, keep your feelings inside. Hold it in.
Girl, I can't lie.
Boy, swallow your pride. Please don't riff.
If I hold it in, I lose my bravery.
If you hold it in, you will end slavery. You win.
I win.
If you hold it in.
Teenage Abe and Mary Warren hold hands. Diwata nods to Solomon, indicating that this is his cue. Solomon addresses the audience, reading from an index card. The musical vamp continues in the background. Diwata has every line of Solomon's speech, which she wrote, memorized. Occasionally, she unintentionally mouths the words.
Two teenagers, lost, separated by different times, yet united in their quest to speak their minds. Far-fetched? Perhaps, but far from true? Far from it.
Solomon doesn't understand what he just read. He looks to Diwata. She urges him to continue while trying not to break her character/pose. Solomon rolls his eyes and continues.
Teenagers today are holding lots of things inside. Feelings, fears, and guns.
Mary Warren hikes up her skirt to reveal a gun attached to her leg.
But by keeping things hidden inside, who are kids really helping? Themselves? Or the adults who would rather ignore uncomfortable subjects rather than engage them? After all, do we live in Salem, Oregon, or Salem, Massachusetts, circa 1692?
Solomon, perplexed, turns to Diwata, who stares daggers at him, once again urging him to continue. Frustrated, he continues.
Puritanism seems to be lingering in our country. So I ask, would Mary Warren's naked forest dancing be any more welcome today? Let's find out. this point, Solomon, Diwata, and Howie strip down to nude body stockings and do some naked force. Okay, I'm sorry. No way. No way.
Solomon
nu-
tears the index card up.
A nude body stocking? You're an idiot, Tawada.
It will be tasteful if you guys can commit. Trust me.
What's a nude body stocking?
I can show you mine.
No, stop. I agreed to participate, but there will be no naked force dancing in the presentation. This is from your musical, isn't it?
It also falls within the rules of group interpretation. Group interpretation is just that the group interpretation of a narrative, also known as reader's theater, material may be original, costume props, visual aids prohibited. Shit, so we lose the costumes.
The costumes aren't the problem, it's the material.
When Howie told me the story you guys used to write as kids, I realized that they were the missing link to the story I've been trying to write. Mary Warren time travels.
Oh my god.
She meets various figures in American history. Abe Lincoln, Martin Luther King, Idina Menzel.
I never gave you permission to use my story.
You can't trademark teenage Abraham Lincoln. And as team captain,
Self-appointed team captain.
I think it's important for the school board to see us working together for at least one category. And group interpretation is a way for us to do that, to tell a story together.
Then we do it, but we come up with the material that we each have a hand in creating.
Can we please get this over with?
Fine.
Please.
We will do group interpretation together, material, TBD. For the category AKA GI, Sans Joe, you know, hot flow.
Yo-ho, I know.
Yo ho, I know.
Moving on.
Moving on, as team captain,
Self-appointed team captain.
I would like to, and I'm not acknowledging those remarks, I would like to do a check-in with all the existing members of the team and get a progress report. Can we all get in a circle, please? Thanks.
Howie and Solomon look at each other, sigh, and come together to form a circle.
This is a triangle.
Howie, can we have an update? You agreed to cover the category of declamation.
Right. Well, I'll find a speech, no problem. That's it. Please move on, please.
And Solomon?
Well, Diwata was helping me do original oratory.
00, yes.
My plan was to have you read the article I wrote about, you know, the mayor and Mr. Healy, and...
I can't wait to read that.
Are you being sarcastic?
He's being difficult. Howie's just nervous about how he will come off in all of this.
No, don't worry. That's why. I'd like to have some other material precede the speech. I'd like to use Howie's transcript.
I don't understand. You want me to read Bye Guy and Blonde Boy's chat first?
No, I want to showcase it myself using a different category, poetry reading.
How?
I think it needs to be visual. I'm a wizard with PowerPoint. I can project a chat and suddenly it's in its original form. It becomes physical. It's cyber poetry. More importantly, it's indisputable. It's closer to real reporting. It's evidence.
This isn't a trial.
Yeah, and as proud as I am that you've learned about a new category, especially since Howie has never shown that kind of speech spirit, the rules say you're not allowed to use audio visual.
So we break the rules. The material itself will cause enough controversy, right?
I don't know.
And we can have some music underscoring it, something ordinary to show that you're just some common kid, an ordinary boy found himself in an extraordinary circumstance. So no one will think you're a freak.
Speak for yourself.
What? What's that supposed to mean?
You keep looking at me all weird, like you hate me. Like it's.
What? You obviously have those feelings, not me.
Okay, time out.
You're so. You work overtime to be this ordinary, perfect little boy. You're obsessed with being normal. You're so.
Let's move on, please.
So what? Tell me. What
All
am
of
I?
your shirts have alligators on them. It's like you're always in costume.
I like my shirts.
You don't even have a personality. You're so.
And it's a crocodile. It's a crocodile, so.
I hate the way you act. It makes me sick.
I hate when people use too much vibrato. When they're belting, your turn.
You're not funny.
Okay, well, next order of business is, and I'm not sure if I already told you guys already, but yeah, so I called that reporter Solomon Stadnose, the one from the Oregonian, and
Diwata, why would you?
I'm talking, thanks. And she wants to come and meet me with us before our presentation, do some sort of human interest story on the formation of our speech and debate team. I can't remember for sure, but I'm pretty sure I told her she could. It's not a big deal.
She's my contact. You shouldn't have called her without telling me first.
No way. We're not going to have some reporter talk to us.
It would just be about I'd perform, you'd smile for 10 minutes. It's good publicity for us.
You're not performing. She's my contact. If she comes, we're going to discuss my work. Maybe I'd have to break my story to tell her about Healy.
What? No way.
No, she'll steal the story and write it herself, so we still save that for the presentation.
I know, but I keep thinking maybe people should know now. Like it's our responsibility to tell people.
You're going to regret it if you break this story.
What's that supposed to mean?
He means Mr. Healy will get fired.
Isn't that what you want? You're the one who's been talking about revenge.
But what has he done? I'm legal in the state of Oregon, so what's the big deal? Have you ever even had sex?
Oh, well, now you're going off on a tangent.
I'm just trying to understand why you're so obsessed with stories of sexual misconduct. You started with the mayor, and then when you learned about Mr. Healy and me,
I'm not obsessed, and they're related. So, like any good reporter, I pursued the story.
Is it newsworthy?
Yes, the mayor's personal life is fair game because it conflicts with his public policy.
So that's the mayor. Mr. Healy isn't.
I think his online behavior conflicts with what people in this town expect from a public school teacher, Howie. Do you disagree with that? How could you disagree with that?
All right, ladies, calm down.
He didn't know I lived in Salem. And you're right. Fine. Yes. The whole thing is, I'm embarrassed about it, okay? But it's private. Just because you know something about it doesn't mean you're entitled to broadcast.
I disagree. What if he hurts another student?
Who did he hurt? Who did he hurt?
Stop yelling at me. I don't know.
Solomon, return to the circle, please.
We're not meeting with her.
It's not your decision.
Of course it is. I'm the one that's going to look like a freak.
You should have thought about that before you had that chat. My dad's waiting outside for me. I gotta go.
Solomon exits. Blackout. Scene 8. Declamation. Howie stands in front of the room, reading from a piece of paper. Solomon and Diwata watch. Howie directs his speech at Solomon.
As mayor of Salem, I want to sincerely apologize to you for the shame I have brought to the city and to my office. This week, the Statements Journal reported that I have visited a gay chat line on the internet and have had relations with adult men. I don't deny that.
What are you reading? Is this supposed to be your speech?
Why don't you let me finish? I have always considered a person's private life private and have respected others in that way. I intend to keep my private life private as well, and I apologize. I do ask one thing if you are willing. Since my cancer, I have taken to prayer and believe it has healing power. Please pray for me.
That's from today's paper.
The mayor sent this email to all city employees.
Declamation is usually the reading of a speech that's claimed, like the Gettysburg Address or something, not a public statement that has no literary or historical value.
At least he was man enough to apologize.
Is that an apology?
That's why it's so sad. I mean, the man's already dead. His career's probably over. And even then, he can barely bring himself to tell the truth, even when his back is up in a corner. It's awful.
It's awful that he would bring up his cancer. I mean, where was his cancer while he was cruising the web for barely articulate 18-year-old boys? And the part about adult relationships? That's a lie. Just because the kids were legal, he's calling them adult relationships.
Don't you think a lot of successful, powerful straight guys would spend time with teenage girls if they had the chance? If the girls were willing?
No, I don't know. Not if they were good people. And what's with your euphemisms? Spend time with teenage girls? That's a bit glossy, don't you think? You're not even capable of saying what you actually mean.
Are you gay? Are you?
What is this? Who are you talking to?
Solomon, we don't really care. It's just, if you are.
What? If I am, it's none of your business. What is this? It's none of your business.
According to you, it is. It conflicts with your public.
That's politics. I'm not in politics. What is this? If you don't talk to me, I'm leaving. What is this?
It's hypocritical if you are.
In hypocrisy, if I was hypocritical, it would be irrelevant.
So you are hypocritical then. What does that mean?
What do you want me to say?
I want to know if you're gay.
Why? Well, what is this because today I changed the style of my shirt? Huh? I told you this would happen. I took your advice, just a little different. And look, you're already assuming I'm gay. Come on, guys. What is this?
It was me in the third floor bathroom last year. I saw you and Mr. Healy. I was the one in the stall.
Solomon looks to both of them for an explanation. He is scared.
If you use anything you know about us without our permission, we will tell people what we know about you. And I'd like all the copies of our conversations back too, the transcripts you have.
What did she tell you? Because I don't even know. What is this all about?
Solomon,
No, I'm just saying, I don't even know what you're talking about.
Solomon, it's not a big deal.
What did you see?
We're not going to tell anyone. Howie, tell him. We won't tell anyone.
Oh, okay. Whatever. Sure. I don't even know what this is about.
I saw you.
Whatever. I've got to go.
Solomon starts to cough. He goes to the wastebasket and throws up.
Oh my God.
Solomon is coughing and throws up again.
get some paper towels, Diwata.
Diwata is frozen. Solomon sits stunned. Beat.
No one knows. I just told Howie.
Solomon can't look at either of them. He buries his head and faces away. Diwata and Howie are unsure of what to do. Solomon sits on the floor, hiding his face. Diwata and Howie shift positions, unsure.
Do I have to say something to you?
Howie and Diwata attempt to say something a few times but stop. The whole experience is tense, awful, and quiet. Diwata looks to Howie, then bends down, awkwardly puts her arm around Solomon, unsure.
I lost my virginity with my sweatshirt on.
What?
I feel bad. He looks like he's going to kill himself. So I'm just saying. No one knows that. I've never told anyone that.
Jesus Christ. Leave him alone.
I was home, a little drunk on my mom's bed, and
Oh my God.
when it started, and I don't even remember how it started, but it was happening, and my pants were around my ankles.
Oh my God.
Wearing this lame sweatshirt I didn't even like. It was a hand-me-down from my cousin. I had to throw it away after. I couldn't even look at it after it was over. My mom found it in the garbage, and she was like, Diwata, we need to give this to Goodwill if you're not going to wear it. You know we don't throw old clothes out. I could have at least had something nicer on. I have a championship sweatshirt I like, something nicer. I won't tell anyone, I promise. Your turn.
Oh my God.
Do it.
I'm in love with Diwata.
How much do I hate you? I hate you so much.
Diwata smacks Howie.
That dance I made up for the Boy Scouts talent show, I said I left before I could embarrass myself. Well, I did teach them the dance. And all the kids, guys younger than me, laughed. The leaders all laughed. And they tried doing this thing where they would hide the fact that they were laughing, where they would shift their weight and they would look away so I couldn't see them smiling when I could tell, obviously. And then when it came time that we like learned the choreography, when we just had 15 minutes left, they said that we couldn't do it anymore. And it was just really bad, the whole thing. The kids all called me Miss Gay BSA, and it was really embarrassing. So
BSA? Bathing suit areas?
no, dumbass, Boy Scouts of America.
You know, Mary Warren got in trouble for dancing naked in the forest of Tituba. It's nothing to be ashamed of.
You're so annoying, Diwata.
You're totally teaching me your moves.
Jesus Christ.
And oh my God, I'm getting some killer ideas for our group interpretation performance. Do you guys want to hear them?
No, of course not.
No, not now.
When?
Diwata.
Howard, no. My team, my chance to perform has taken a consistent backseat to all of your homo drama. So let's just be clear. You're both doing this. You're not walking away from this team. Promise?
Diwata,
And I decide the material we perform for group interpretation. No crapping all over my ideas like you did last time. Otherwise, we'll never agree. Promise? Promise.
No, I'm not doing it. Not unless you promise that none of this leaves this room.
whatever you want, one presentation, one performance, then we're done.
I'm really moved by our team spirit.
What does that smell?
My vomit.
So nasty.
Are you going to come out to your parents?
Stop it, Howie. You think you know me? They already know. Did you know that? No. So.
Huh?
I know you guys think you're some sort of private eyes breaking the story.
Well, you never said you were gay.
Last summer, my parents found me this camp,
They know? Your parents know?
which for the first time addressed those gay issues.
Like musical theater camp?
No,
What issues? You're gay. Who cares? It's not an issue.
Exodus. It's this camp for kids who are what some people call us as ex-gays, but
Jesus.
Let him talk.
kids who are gay but want to live a life free of kids who don't want to live the gay lifestyle, who don't want to be promiscuous and stuff.
Gay people don't have to be promiscuous. I can't believe you'd say that.
Stop yelling at me.
She's deranged. That doesn't mean all straight people are.
Excuse me, blonde boy?
She doesn't go around sleeping with people she meets online.
I'm right here.
I don't do that, Solomon.
Then why are you surfing for sex all the time?
Why did you get drunk at a party, get knocked up, and spend the afternoon at the abortion clinic?
Howie!
I knew you were pregnant.
How could you say that?
I'm sorry.
You had an abortion?
Shut your mouth about it. Just shut up.
I can't believe.
Shut up.
So, I guess, what happens now?
I don't know. I don't know.
What you saw in the bathroom, it wasn't what you think.
Okay, but I saw. Then. Okay, you tell me what happened.
I wasn't hurt or anything.
But, okay, so what
I
is-
don't know if. Maybe I think you'll laugh.
I won't laugh.
But as a guy, I don't know if. Maybe I lost my, virginity. I don't know.
Okay, I would have seen that, trust me.
No, it's not your virginity, bud. I doubt it went that far.
Not in the bathroom. No. He didn't hurt me.
Knocking at the door.
Solomon, if he
Really, he didn't hurt me. Never.
More knocking.
Hello? Can I come in?
This doesn't leave this room, okay? This doesn't leave this room.
The reporter enters.
Hello! Hi, guys! I'm so sorry to interrupt. Hi, I'm Jan Clark from the Oregonian. I'm sorry to interrupt. Hi, Solomon. Can I just sit down and observe?
Long beat. Solomon, Diwata, and Howie are shocked. They look at each other, unsure of what to say. They are a collective mess.
A friend of yours, Diwata, we spoke last week. She's been leaving me all these voicemails asking if I could stop by one of your rehearsals. And your dad, Solomon, he mentioned you were rehearsing, so he said he'd call you on your cell to tell you I was coming.
My cell was turned off.
Oh, well, just pretend I'm not here. I'll just sit and observe if that's all right.
They are unsure of what to do.
The three of us were just practicing Lincoln Douglas debate.
Lincoln Douglas is two people.
would you like to be able to come back at another time? We're working out a few rough patches,
Oh, well.
Yeah, I'm sorry. We're just a mess right now.
Is there a particular rehearsal I should attend, or
You should come back and see us do group interpretation.
what's group interpretation?
It's a category in which all three of us come together to tell a story. It's the only one we do together.
What story will you be telling?
Not now.
No, Diwata.
We can tell any story we like. A fairy tale, a fable, a legend. but we've decided to tell our story, the story of how we came together.
Well, that's just the story I'm hoping to capture. I cover the regional B on the local NPR station. This is exactly the kind of story they'd love to air.
You mean it would be read on the radio? Amazing.
Well, not so amazing. It would just be me reading a shortened version of the article I put together for the Oregonian.
Could I read it? I'm amazing at voiceovers.
Well, no, the journalists read their own reports.
I could play you. Can I play you?
No, Diwata.
Wada, pull back.
I'm helping get this in the Sunday broadcast, so the sooner you guys can tell me your story, the better.
Gonna be pretty controversial, just to warn you.
Diwata.
I didn't tell her anything.
What's controversial about it?
The rules of group interpretation say that you can't use costume or props. And we use costumes and props. And that's what's going to be pretty controversial.
I see.
Dancing isn't allowed either, but I simply couldn't resist using the very special dance moves that Howard is going to teach us.
Jesus Christ.
What kind of dance?
Striptease mainly. I still have my body stocking.
Solomon buries his head in his hands.
Well, that sounds very controversial. And what's the significance of all this dancing?
Well, Jan, besides finally having a platform for my 10 years of jazz modern dance, the significance of the striptease is to show that as we shed our clothing, we are bearing, be it metaphorical conceit, bearing our bathing suit areas, which is the term from Stranger Danger, the one they used in place of penis and vagina. The piece is inspired by each of our original flows, a matching together of each of our voices.
Mostly hers.
And so, explain to me the whole bathing suit business again?
She means it's like we're showing people that ready or not.
Here come our bathing suit areas.
Solomon and Howie stare at Diwata.
Please don't talk. We're showing people that ready or not, we're going to discuss things that are affecting us in real terms, adult terms, and we won't apologize, even if it makes you uncomfortable.
And my moves aren't that special, just a disclaimer.
He's just nervous people will laugh at him. Childhood trauma.
People will laugh at us. And if we do this, Diwata, they'll think you're a joke. I'm not sure she gets that.
I'm making the decision to not care, Howard. I get that people think I'm an FYI. I know what they think about you, Dancing Pants.
I'm really sorry about this.
No, not at all. This is quite good timing, really. I'm writing a new foreword to my book. It deals with adolescence, how kids like you often form their own clusters apart from adults. And the formation of your group, I think it would be the perfect new beginning, capturing the image of you three performing this group event. What is it called?
Group interpretation.
Could I stop by sometime before Friday? Just to see even a rough rehearsal? You'd be doing me a huge favor. I'd speak to your parents, of course, to make sure if it was all right.
What do we get out of it?
Diwata, I'm sorry.
It's fine. It's a fair question. Other than appearance in the Oregonian, I'm not sure what else I'd have to offer.
Is your sister-in-law still on the board of the Salem Dinner Theater? I Googled you. So sorry if that's weird.
Yes, it is weird, Diwata.
She's an actress.
I could certainly introduce you if you'd like.
That isn't necessary. We're not asking you for any favors.
Do you know anyone in town who might be willing to serve as an advisor for the Gay Straight Alliance at school? I've been looking for someone for over a month, but I can't.
Howie.
Well, certainly no promises, but I might be able to help.
Again, there's no way we could be ready in time.
Solomon, your father told me about the article you wrote for the school paper. No promises, but there's a chance we could find a place for it in the Oregonian.
All three look at each other. Introduction to George Michael's Freedom Sounds. Blackout. Scene 9. Group interpretation. The song Freedom continues from the previous scene. The cut of the song should end around 2:40 into the song. The dance should primarily be just that, a choreographed dance. It should loosely convey the following story. Diwata enters and dances her blog using some very basic jazz modern dance moves and she's totally serious about all of this. Howie enters reluctantly after receiving a signal from Diwata and does some of his very special moves. Howie and Diwata look for Solomon to enter, and he doesn't, so they exit and quickly return, pushing Solomon on stage. Diwata does a grand move, and it's awkward for the boys, but she maintains full stage presence. Her moves grow in intensity and difficulty, and it becomes clear she has choreographed the dance to make herself the center of attention. She uses the boys as tools for her more complex moves, and then, in time with the music, they do a striptease. With a flourish, they finish. A timpani cymbal crash sounds in time with the sharp blackout. Scene 10. Oral interpretation of prose. Howie, Solomon, and Diwata are each in their bedrooms, listening to the radio broadcast. The mayor may not be granting interviews, but 3 local students are talking about the biggest political scandal in Oregon's history. The newly formed speech and debate team at North Salem High School, led by Captain Diwata Jones.
Team captain.
Diwata?
I got it, Corinne.
Okay.
Is attempting to explore the ins and outs of the sex scandal and other taboo topics using the various speech and debate categories as unconventional and creative ways.
Good. Solid.
Regional beat reporter Jan Clark sat in on a recent rehearsal of the team and had a chance to speak with Salem's young oratorical pioneers.
The rehearsal I attended was everything but ordinary.
That's right.
Up first was a wild dance fantasia in which the kids removed their clothing to reveal that each of them was wearing beige undergarments.
She didn't get the metaphor. Oh, Jan.
A professed symbol of their struggles to bare their souls as an adult community who rarely takes the time to listen.
Please call her Diwata again, please.
A more detailed description of the scene will make an appearance in the new foreword of my book, Adolescence Alone, now in the 8th printing at Simon & Schuster.
She's plugging her book?
As I note in my book, kids of this generation have a tendency to search out a safe place and escape from their loneliness, forming small, complex clusters of friends to help navigate the complex world of high school together.
Friends.
No, we're not.
Even as I wander North Salem's halls, I was hit with my own fears and insecurities. I was also hit with the frightening familiar smells of the cafeteria, that odd scent of pine sol mingling with rotten food.
That would be my vomit.
And as I sit in the classroom, I was once again reminded of the simple truth. Adolescents crave meaningful relationships with adults who care about them.
Diwata!
Mother, please die so you will be dead. God.
That is the oversimplification of our own argument, which is thoroughly fleshed out in my book, Adolescence Alone, published by Simon & Cluster.
Stop plugging your book, Jan.
And as for Solomon, Howard, and Diwata,
Oh, come on.
Yes.
at present, their work may not be particularly groundbreaking,
Bitch.
What?
Ow.
and if their writing or performing does not show prodigious skill,
Slut.
Or
Oh.
someday soon this dynamic trio will be ready to share their performance with us. And when they are, I encourage you to show up with an open mind. If you go to listen, you will leave talking.
Jan Clark will be reading from her book, Adolescence Alone, at Barnes & Noble this Saturday at 1 p.m.
Media whore.
Unbelievable.
pathetic.
Blackout. Scene 11, Student Congress. A sign that reads, "Welcome to the first meeting of North Salem's Gay Straight Alliance." Howie, Diwata, and Solomon are seated. They look towards the door. Their silence is upstaged by the sign. Howie checks to see if anyone is coming.
How weird is it if we're the only members of the speech and debate team and the Gay Straight Alliance?
Howie throws something at Diwata.
It's already after 3. I guess we should start. First on the agenda is meet and greet. Introductions.
Hi, I'm Solomon.
Oh, hi! We actually met in the third floor bathroom last year.
Okay, enough.
That's disgusting.
I'm sure more people will come once the word gets out.
My parents think I'm doing community service.
How are Mary and Joseph?
That's not funny. They're shipping me out to Exodus again for their spring seminar.
Yikes.
We've got like a family therapist now, though, and she made them promise to not send me again if it doesn't work out.
That's some progress, yes?
Some. My career is getting somewhere, at least. Did you guys see my article in the Oregonian?
No, but I saw your letter to the editor.
It was not. Mine was 3 times the length of the other letters.
Oh, can I put something on the agenda? The dates I'm going to be going on for the Salem Dinner Theater's production of Fiddler on the Roof. The theater is gay friendly. It's relevant.
That's fine, Diwata.
How's that going?
I'm the standby for all the daughters. I had to serve drinks in intermission right now, which sucks, but I'm going on the 20th as Fritzy is having one of her wisdom teeth out.
Nice.
Duly noted. The only other real business on the agenda involves a letter of congrats I got in the mail from the Senator Dolan.
Oh, fancy, fancy.
He's a friend of that reporter, Miss Clark. He convinced the school to let the group meet in a building as long as I could find an advisor by...
Loud knocking on the door.
Come on in.
You guys want to give me head cocksuckers? Fucking faggots.
It's Mr. Healy haunting us.
Oh my god, we have a gay ghost. I love it.
More knocking on the door.
There's...
Come in.
From offstage, the sound of laughter and kids running away. Beat. Howie goes to the door and looks.
It's Mr. Healy haunting us.
Don't you think they heard what we were talking about? Do you?
No.
Bottom of page 98.
We didn't say anything specific about Mr. Healy. We just... No, I'm sure we didn't.
Diwata said about... You heard what she said.
No one knows about what we meant. It was generic remark. God.
Well, should we keep going, or...
Yes, what's next?
Election of officers. There are 4 positions open, so I think we'll save that one for the next meeting when the word spreads.
Definitely.
And that's it.
Okay.
Good.
Meeting adjourned.
Oh, and remember to tune into my podcast entry tomorrow, 8 p.m.
I have no other plans.
Later, ladies.
Diwata exits.
They didn't hear us.
You don't know that.
What if they did? I mean, what if they did?
I don't know what she saw. I don't know if Diwata told you details, or if she said I was the one who,
What does it matter?
Yeah, well, because I'm not telling people that.
Howie gathers his things and starts to exit.
Hey, maybe we could hang out sometime, like, for real,
As friends, yeah, of course.
Sure, of course, as friends. Of course, as friends.
I think it's clear you need a Christian hottie,
Dude, of course. Yes, cool. I'm gonna find like 1 million at Exodus.
No, I know.
Definitely. Awesome then. Well, then, really cool then. We'll talk soon.
Howie sees Solomon is defeated and calls to him before he can exit.
Yeah, and I did go to the park that night to meet Mr. Healy.
Howie continues to gather his things.
You said you didn't.
I didn't meet him, but because he never showed up. Guess he didn't like my pick. I shouldn't have said I was blonde. I'm kidding.
Howie moves past Solomon to the door.
So,
I'm just telling you, I don't want you to talk about it.
no, I don't either.
Howie exits. Blackout. Scene 12. Original oratory. Diwata is alone in her bedroom creating her latest podcast. Music underscores her speech.
Right now, the overture is striking up for North Salem High's final dress rehearsal of Once Upon a Mattress. Sadly, I'm not participating in this year's show due to miscasting. For weeks now, I've pondered revenge, especially after meeting two lovely young ladies, two girly fans who loves my blog.
Lights up on Howie and Solomon in separate rooms, listening to her broadcast with headphones.
Oh, she's dead.
I'm gonna kill her.
But then I stopped and asked myself, Diwata, what would Jesus do? What would Mary do? And then I thought, what would Mary Rogers do?
She turns up the volume on her Casio keyboard. A familiar musical vamp continues.
I wondered, what would the organization in charge of licensing the rights to Once Upon a Mattress do? So I called and asked them. Imagine my surprise when I was informed that if any changes were made to the script without proper consent, a representative from the Rogers and Hammerstein organization would fly out, see the show, and if what I reported to prove to be correct, the show would be shut down.
Howie and Solomon react.
No, she didn't.
This is all purely hypothetical, of course. Still, if I were you, I wouldn't buy your tickets in advance. Rest in peace, Mary. Whether it be in your grave or your living room couch, this flows for you. Whoa! Sing it with me now.
Howie and Solomon sing along with the broadcast, singing with Diwata.
Oh, take it home now. Yada.
Ooh-wee, ooh-wee.
Oh.
Hey, keep it down.
Diwata turns her Casio keyboard off. The singing stops.
Signing off for the last time. Good night.
Lights fade on Diwata.
Howie, are you singing in there?
Yes, I am. Do you have a problem with that?
No, but our neighbor asked that you please shut the window.
Shit. Sorry.
The lights fade on Howie. Solomon is alone in his bedroom in front of his laptop. He types a message. It is projected as in the first scene. His screen name is Abe16.
I'm in the chat room. Gay, white male, 16.
He types again.
Anyone out there?
He stares at the screen and waits. A timpani roll accompanies a sharp blackout. End of play.
Yay! We did it! Everyone come back.
Oh.
Yay! Thanks, you guys. We did it. Everyone did a great job. Thank you to everyone watching. If you made it this far, thank you for supporting. Thank you for watching our show. Thank you again to the design team for doing great. Summer Jones for streaming this on her YouTube. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. And good night. Thanks, guys.